Picture this. You're a soldier, and you need critical information right now. But instead of looking down at a screen or hearing a voice in your ear, you feel it. A silent, intuitive tap on your shoulder, guiding you forward. Or a specific vibration that warns you about a threat you can't even see. Now, this isn't some sci-fi movie plot. It's the very real, emerging world of haptic technology on the battlefield.
So you might be asking, why do we even need this new sense? Well, this quote kind of hits the nail on the head. On today's battlefield, a soldier's eyes and ears are just flooded. They're getting information from sensors, drones, comms channels. It's creating a serious data bottleneck. We're literally running out of bandwidth on our two main senses.
And look, this isn't just about feeling overwhelmed. When your senses are overloaded, decisions get delayed, the chance of making a mistake goes way up, and ultimately, the risk skyrockets. In these high-stakes situations, a split second can change everything, and you just don't have time to be fumbling through menus on a screen. So, to really get our heads around this shift, here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll dig into the problem of the overloaded soldier. Then, we'll see how communicating through touch offers a solution. We'll look at haptics in action with real-world examples, talk about the challenges, and finally, check out the really exciting future of the AI Haptic Alliance. Okay, let's start with the heart of the problem. The modern soldier is basically drowning in data. You've got information pouring in from sensors, from networks, from advanced weapons, and it's all fighting for their attention on screens and in earpieces.
Now, this is where it gets super interesting when you put them side by side. Traditional interfaces put a huge cognitive load, a ton of brainpower, on a soldier. You have to see it or hear it, figure out what it means, and then act. It's slow. But haptics, it can be instant. A vibration that warns you about incoming fire doesn't need to be translated. Your body just reacts. In the middle of total chaos, a clear, touch-based signal is way more reliable than a voice that could get drowned out by noise.
And that brings us right to the solution, unlocking our sense of touch. It's this incredibly powerful but mostly untapped channel for communication that can slice right through all that clutter and deliver information directly.
The science behind this is all based on our somatosensory system. That's the amazing network of receptors we have all over our body that lets us feel everything, from a gentle tap to knowing exactly where our hands are without even looking. Haptic tech is designed to talk directly to this built-in biological network.
So what's the big payoff here? Well, by using touch, you take a huge mental load off your eyes and ears, and that frees them up to do what they do best, like spotting threats. A tap on your left shoulder is just a much faster way to say go left than checking a compass. The cues are immediate, they boost your natural sense of direction, and they're way less likely to be misunderstood when things get loud and chaotic.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But what does it actually look and feel like out in the field? Let's get into some of the real applications.
All right, the most common type of haptics you'll see is vibrotactile feedback. Just think of the buzz on your smartwatch, but way, way more sophisticated and used to communicate life or death information. These signals are sent through little motors woven into gear like vests or gloves or even helmets.
And this is where the possibilities just explode. Imagine feeling a simple pulse on your back to silently guide you during a night mission, or a sharp, urgent pattern across your chest that tells you the direction of a threat. It can be used for subtle things too, like a gentle vibration telling you you're running low on ammo, or for silent team commands completely replacing hand signals. It's truly a new, silent language. But hey, it's not all just vibrations. The next level up is something called force feedback. This isn't just a buzz, this is a system that physically pushes back. It creates forces to make you feel like you're actually interacting with real objects. And the applications here are absolutely transformative. In a training simulator, a soldier can feel the exact recoil and trigger pull of their rifle, building that critical muscle memory without firing a single live round. Or if you're controlling a bomb disposal robot, you can actually feel the resistance as the robot's gripper touches an object. That allows for incredibly delicate work, all from a safe distance.
Of course, let's be realistic here. This technology isn't a silver bullet. Getting it from the lab and onto every single soldier in the field means we have to clear some pretty significant real-world hurdles first.
Ironically, one of the biggest risks is creating a new kind of sensory overload. I mean, if you have too many buzzes and pulses going off at once, it can be just as confusing as too much noise. The gear also has to be incredibly rugged and power efficient to last out in the field, and you have to train soldiers to trust and understand this new language. And finally, of course, it has to be affordable enough to actually deploy on a large scale.
But now, let's look to the future, because this is where it gets truly fascinating.
The real, game-changing power of haptics is going to be unlocked when you pair it with artificial intelligence. We're talking about creating a seamless human-machine team.
And this process really lays it all out. First, the AI crunches a massive amount of data, way more than any person could handle. Second, it doesn't just tell you what's happening. It predicts what's about to happen. Then, and this is the cool part, haptics acts like the nervous system, turning that complex AI prediction into a simple, intuitive signal the soldier feels. And finally, the soldier can act on that predictive guidance with a level of awareness that just wasn't possible before.
Which really leaves us with one last big question to chew on. As technology has gotten more advanced, we've always assumed that more awareness meant better screens and clearer audio. But haptics hints at a totally fundamental shift. It suggests that our deepest, most useful understanding of a complex world might not come through our eyes or our ears, but through a much older, much more direct sense, the sense of touch.